Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to my urban potted garden. Today is Sunday, the last Sunday of April. First, I want to go ahead and apologize. You might hear a lot of noise from the plane. I live about 7 minutes from the airport, and Northern Virginia 7B, Zone 7B. And I want to go ahead and show you my garden before my roses are blooming. So we went on vacation for about 5 days, came back on Saturday, or actually I'm sorry, Thursday of last week, and everything literally just exploded with a lot of buds all over. And I wanted to show you what it looks like right now and kind of go through each plants before my roses are coming in. So here we go. Most of my plants are in potted. I'm gonna back it up a little bit because I live in a historic town. Land is premium, so I've decided to do a lot of growing vines, climbing. You can and pot it on a lot of things. And it takes a lot of learning, trials and error over the last I've lived in this property for about 20 years and I've changed quite a bit because I have children, of course, change it around, switch it around, the sun, the lighting, and that's another issues because it's up right now. It's going to be bright, but I'm turning this way. You see that right there? That's when the sun rises, right? This way, but then when it's set to the back. So I have mostly climbing roses all surround the wall, and it's just testing to see where it does well. It usually do really well on this side. For instance, this right here is the Pretty Climber Pink by Heirloom Roses, and it is her third year here, and literally like just exactly like what people say. The first year they sleep. The second year, they, I don't know, leap, or the third year it just exploded. But like right now, I'm going to try to zoom it in. See, it's just like incredible buds. And if you guys know this, I highly recommend this. And I've seen this around the neighborhood for several years. I've always loved it. Didn't really know the name of it until one day I found it at the garden center. And then I planted this, and it's really incredible. So last year I had a few blooms, and it looks like this. Not quite this vigorous, but I'm expecting this year it will. So here we are. So I'm gonna go ahead and have that climb all the way through as far as it reach, and of course train it all the way up. And further down I have lavender. I love lavender because if any of you know, it deter away mosquitoes and bugs, and it is a magnet for bees and butterflies. Especially as soon as it gets warmer, this whole thing just cover with bees and butterflies, and it smells amazing. And I absolutely noticed there's a reduction of mosquitoes that comes around because I live around a block from the Potomac River. So I highly recommend. And because in the area that we're in, because it requires a lot of sun and drought, of course I can't do that here. But I've noticed pots is definitely better, and I've had a few of them come back. Not these. I planted these this year because I moved the one in the past around, so they end up dying on me. And I also didn't trim it like I should be, so it gets very leggy. So then anyway, I get rid of it, and I start, this is very inexpensive, but it gave you absolutely just beauty and so many benefits for all season. It's totally worth it. So we have different kind. I believe this is English lavender. I have the Spanish lavender, a couple of them over there I love. I just started getting into this English lavender. It's small, it's dainty, but it has the same effect. And I'm going to try to harvest it this time around and try to really take good care of it and trim it when I'm supposed to get it to rebloom. Oh yeah, so this, I am, since I love this, even though I spend a lot of money on these plants, I have to say I have a green thumb. So I try to get plants that is discounted from Lowe's or Home Depot from last season. So I'm going to show you a lot of them that I as I'm going through, and which one is discounted and which one is that I pay, of course, regular price for it. This particular one is called Eclipse Hydrangea. Discounted $15 last year from Lowe's. And it actually gave me some flowers last year. It wasn't as big, but I followed this gentleman from England, and he has the same thing, and is huge and gorgeous. And is also in a pot. So here we go. This year is her, because I think I have this planted here right around August of last year. So this is, I would say, probably her first year. So here we go. We got a lot of buds coming in. So these beautiful red, deep red leaves. Not the leaf, the flower. So what I did was, a couple weeks ago, I went to a garden center and found this particular, I can't pronounce the name of it, Sensatia, right here, planted, and it's actually coming in nicely. And I think the combination is quite beautiful with this, what do we call this again? Of course, I forgot the name of it. Ligustrum in the background here. This is her first year or so. Actually planted it last summer from Lowe's, I believe. Actually, I'm sorry, Home Depot. And it's about 1/4 of the side when I bought it. And here we are. They were about 2.5 feet. I'm keeping this in a pot because I want to go ahead and shape it to a cone. So that's the goal. This is my annual pot, so I'm mixing it up. I have some phlox going on right now with petunia, but I'm gonna probably take this phlox out, plant them in the ground, and waiting for other annuals or other things to come in as the weather is getting warmer. And so this will probably change by the time I do my next video. Purple leaf, again in a pot, in a nice tall pot, keeping it here. I just trim it because I want to go ahead and have this nice and straight, and most of it on the top. So I just trim it. You can see right here, a mixture of potted roses. So what I did last year was the first time I've decided to invest in David Austin roses, because before that, which is random, whatever I can find, I believe I purchased a few heirloom roses, not realizing it. Of course, as you getting into YouTube and the professional, you kind of know what they are, you're learning more about it. But I've always loved roses. So I purchased this. It wasn't bare root. It was already got some leaves on it, from David Austin last September. Planted it in here. This one is doing okay. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's not as great as it should be since it's been there since September. So I'm gonna need to text them, or if anyone have any recommendation, please comment below. But this is the Princess Alexander of Kent. Not doing great, I don't believe. But I'm hoping to email them and ask them what did I do wrong, because I'm gonna show you a couple of others are doing much better. This one here is James Austin, and look at this, it's tiny. I'm like, what's up? I don't know. And okay, what you see, these leafy thing here, I plopped this in this pot last October. These are oriums, these miniature one, and a lot of them didn't come in. It didn't produce any flowers or any buds, but a few did. So that's another thing. I'm really new at this. I've not done any bulbs at all until last fall. I did a bunch of tulips, oriums, and actually the tulips came in a lot nicer than oriums. Oriums, as you can see, a lot of them just have leaves and nothing else. So what I've decided, I'm going to I'm not going to go ahead and plug them out yet. I'm going to leave it in the pot, take it to the garden center, and ask them what do I need to do, because I would like to keep it in there and hopefully have something next year mixing with the roses. But these two shrubs came from heirloom roses. Highly recommend them. Step over David Austin. I mean, I understand David Austin is the premier roses, but you know what? I have noticed that for me, in my area, heirloom roses is amazing. They're never disappointing. And I bought two of these hybrid tea last midsummer, and it gave me beautiful flowers last year. I trim it, and here we are again, end of April. And looking forward for this to bloom. It's really pretty. It's this beautiful pink salmon, and its heat is incredible with heat. And this is one of the things I read. Someone lives in Georgia, bought this, and they found that, of course, since we're kind of like north, southeast, and we get crazy heat, it could happen like in May, you know. So I highly recommend heirloom roses, and I'm not getting paid for none of this. I just thought they really deserve the recognition. So this right here is double Chinese viburnum. Bought it last year, again discounted. It's doing really good, and I thought, oh yay, I'm gonna get some flowers this year. Nope, nothing, leaves, and that's it. So I'm gonna leave it here. I like the leaves, and it's actually really pretty in the fall. It turned like yellow and then red. So maybe it needs another year. I'm gonna find out when I go to this incredible garden center in our area, and they are expert in all things plants. Oh yes, so this one you might see in my last short video that I post is Japanese wisteria. It's not like the Chinese wisteria, so anyone like this, and it gets really pretty, kind of like grapes, cluster of grapes flower, and it's not like the Chinese wisteria where it's like literally taking over. This one I've just finished trimming it and I have it on here, and then I have the roses, the heirloom roses next to it, just so that it give it a little bit of a shade when the roses bloom. But I trim a little bit of the wisteria back just to get some sun kind of come in. So this here is another type of, it's called America, and I'm going to show you the flower. I have one flower that just started blooming, but there's a lot of buds, and this is her first year. Bought this again midsummer, plant about 3 gallon, planted this, and it is incredible. There's just a lot of buds everywhere already. It's highly recommend, and I will show you. Here's the picture, and here's the flower. Isn't that? No, it smells amazing also. Okay, it's huge. So highly recommend it. And look at all these buds. All right, moving along, I have some just random shrub roses that I planted last year from, didn't spend a lot of money on it and decided to plop it in here. I have this little patch of dirt, so I just threw a bunch of them in. I like this, English cottage type of garden, so I kind of just do whatever, and see how I like it, because I don't, would love to have a formal garden, but I don't have enough space for that. And again, I just love that, to have all seasons, something beginning of the springtime. So there's always something blooming in this garden all the way through the fall. So, but I'm so happy. The first first time ever. So there's one of a few, but look at this one. So I'm waiting for this by the end of the week. We might have some warmer weather, and we'll see what happens. But I noticed there are a lot of them that didn't produce any flowers. It's just a lot of leaves, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it, and hopefully we'll have something multiply next year. That's what I've heard. This here is Carolina jasmine. It's beautiful, but it didn't last very long. But this was the first thing that it was yellow and it's gorgeous. You can see it on my short video. It gave me a little bit of flowers and brighten up this corner. So I've decided I'm gonna trim it and keep it very tight there. The goal is to have these America roses, which is vigorous, come on over to this trellis. And mix in, I have peonies, and of course there's more oriums. Peonies, planted this, I think it was $12.99 from Lowe's, I think, or Home Depot actually. And this is, it gave me one flower. So, and the ants are on it. So, I don't know. I guess I'll just leave it for now. And you know how you have to have a rack for a peony to keep them standing up? So I kind of I have this thing here, which is the other half of a trellis. I decided to do this. So it actually works out really well. Mix in with a bunch of, oh my God, I can't pronounce this name. Agastache. This is this tall thing right here. And it has this deep purple flower or blue. Bought it about 3 weeks ago. And it's coming up really well. So I'm excited for that. Let's see what else we have. We got things here in the pot. And star jasmine, which is my other favorite, is also in this skinny tall, not really tall, but skinny pot. Okay, and this is her second year, or is it third year actually? And is, oh my gosh, is they're just covered with buds right now. So this is gonna be incredible. In a few weeks, or however soon we get some warm weather, and it's gonna smell so good. But that's what I wanted. This is exactly how I wanted. I wanted to come all the way over. And on this side of the trellis, I have a big pot that I've done different things with. But oh, one other thing you're gonna notice that I have a lot of clematis that I added to the roses, and just random things because they're so easy. They grow so quickly. And they give you flowers all season, depends on the type. But I want to show you this new thing. It's also on my last video. Montana clematis. Look at this. It's so gorgeous. I'm going to try to climb up on the ladder to show you the top. So, see that? So this is something that I noticed. I had not seen that many people have it, and I of course found it some videos. Is very a lot of people in England have them, and they're very vigorous, but it is a one and done kind of deal. So I planted this actually last fall. I found a little tiny little pot in a garden center, and last year it just gave me a lot of just green leaves, which is really pretty too because it's something green. And here we are. We have beautiful flowers. This is the first year, first bloom of the season, and it's finished, but that's okay. I just, and it's actually, the petals stays on it really long because we have a lot of wind and rain, a lot of rain yesterday, like rain all day long and wind, and it didn't fall. So this is actually highly recommended. Montana clematis. And I forget, let me go back to all of this. You probably don't see them, but I have a lot of buds on just random roses, and it's beautiful, bright pink. Smells amazing, and these are nothing, it's just no name brand. I bought from actually Walmart actually, but it gave me some really pretty flowers last season. So we'll see it's doing a lot better this year. And I also have this is very slow coming in. This is another Harlem roses, Zephyrine Drovlin. I might have just butchered that name, but that's okay. Again, because it's kind of planted back here, so it's coming up, but it's not doing very well. But that's okay. I'm just gonna be patient because this was bare root, and this is her first year. Moving along to this fabulous shrub here. again, $15.99 at Lowe's, is the strawberry sundae pinnacle hydrangea. So this is what the picture looks like. I don't know, I haven't got no flowers yet because of course I bought it discounted. It was tiny, and this is doing really well. I mean, unbelievable in this pot, because this is where it's gonna live, and I'm excited. I fertilize it, mulch it. It's happy here. We'll definitely keep it moist with some water here when it gets warmer, but very happy about this, along with two of this endless summer hydrangeas, discounted again. Last year I bought I had some flowers toward the end of the summer, but this year, oh my gosh, look at this. Here's the other one. Very nice. Another discounted black lace from Proven Winter, elderberry. Oh my gosh. So again, it was this tiny little shrub. It was barely any leaves on it, but I know this has potential because I think they're gonna look amazing when it blooms. I mean, it gets supposed to get really big in the ground. I'm gonna keep it in this pot. And you know what I did? This is something that I kind of saw at one of the professional garden designer on YouTube. He added, when they have a lot of hydrangeas, they mix in with this, I think this is called sugar leaf grass, and it gives this beautiful green, chartreuse green, kind of brighten up the whole area. So I kind of, and I think I bought two tiny little 1 gallon, and I split it, and look at this, it's multiplying. So I highly recommend this. Now, going to this one. Look at this. This is another, actually, there are two of them. The Phantom Hydrangea. Purchased it 50%. I think that they paid $30 for it last year. It was already, a standing tree from last year. No leaves, not whatsoever. Planted in the pot, and look at both of them. Huge. It's probably about, I'm gonna guess, about from the top of the pot up about 4 feet right now. This is a little bit higher because this is in a bigger pot. And again, look at what I did. Planted clematis below. And I've learned this because the only way for clematis to grow and to flourish is it needs to grab on something. So I went and got some chicken wire. To have to be creative and just wrap them, not the tree, but just kind of put them in the dirt and loosely wrap them, and here it is. It's happy. And then they'll start coming up, and you probably can't see it right now on this one here, but there's like vines on top, but it's so dainty and thin, so that it's not going to do anything to this Phantom Hydrangea. So if I have some flowers of it, can you imagine how gorgeous that'll be? Look at this color. Look at this. Unbelievable. Okay, so moving on. Sorry, I've been clean. Like I said, I've been cleaning, so excuse my ladder there. Coming this way, I have a pot here, and because this area here is very dry, I've tried to plant it in the ground and it didn't do well, so I've decided to keep a climbing roses, another heirloom roses. It's called Viking Queen. Here it is. Gave me one flower, and this was also bare roots. Here we go, and it smells amazing. Smell really good. The flowers last year was tiny, but this one is actually, I don't know how big it's gonna get, but it's supposed to be a vigorous climbing roses. But I just absolutely adore this pink. I love pink. You can see my nails. And mixing with clematis. And here we go. I'm gonna let it fall. Try something new. And also mixing with this. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of this now. Fox rose. Discounted again from the garden center last year. So This will be her first time, so we'll see what's gonna come with of that. I'm gonna swing it around. This area, there's a number of things. Most of them are in a pot, and I have a few things in the ground. Of course, the climbing hydrangea. I'm gonna move around this way so we're not getting the bright sun. Climbing hydrangea. This is her third year, so you know they are slow growing. But once they establish, they are fabulous. It does really well in my area, and I've seen them all over some of my neighbors' fence, brick walls, and that's where I got the idea from. And it is beautiful, and it needs sun to produce flowers, and it's beautiful lace cap looking white flowers, but it's only one time. So I actually had some last year, maybe like a couple of them, but that was it. So this year I'm hoping to get more. So, yeah, the sun is blinding. So with that, I have it in this pot for probably about 3 or 4 years. And here's my first red, beautiful. And this is just nothing fancy, probably from Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm finding that they, you know, it's just if you fertilize them, you trim them right, you take care of them, you can really grow anything. It doesn't have to be the designer David Austin. Of course, they do have beautiful roses. I have to give that to them. But as far as how well it's doing, I mean, this is costing me probably $12.99 bare roots. And here it is. And it blooms all summer long. All the way until actually the fall. As long as I deadhead these. And so again, and it's huge. The flower is huge. Look at the buds on that one. See? Okay, coming along with another discounted quick fire fab. So I would love if to get this color. I don't think so, not in this area. We don't have that cool temperature once the the summer gets here in the fall. So but again, it was nothing but stick, and now look at this, it's coming along nicely. So what I've done so far, I've like plugged in a bunch of tulips, had some more blooming, but this one is pretty. I don't know where I bought a bunch of them from I think it was from Costco, and of course Lowe's, Home Depot, and the Garden Center. But I'm seeing them. These kind actually does really well, and they're actually coming in later than the other regular kind. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it, but I'm gonna find out. And again, here we go, another paniculata. Oh, actually, this one is called Quick Fire Fab Hydrangea. Let me get the stick. Little quick fire. Again, discounted, $12.99 from Lowe's, and it's coming in nicely. In the meantime, we have sugar leaf grass just to give it some nice green, brighten up the area. More clematis. I have this big leaf hydrangea. It did really well last year. It's been in this pot for about 3 years. I don't know about this year. We'll wait and see, because again, we have cool weather at night, and it hasn't really truly get warm yet, so we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I see a couple of them here on the top, but nothing really. I'm gonna have to wait and see. You just have to be patient, I guess, with these, because remember, I don't have all day sun. So this wall here gets a little bit of filter until around 3 o'clock. Then we'll have more sun on this side. And mixing with Eaton Clamor, I have one back there. This is her third year. She gave me about 10 to 12 flowers last year. It was gorgeous. But this year, I'm not seeing anything. I saw 1 or 2 buds, and that's about it. So I think she's a little bit a later one. So we'll see. We'll see how this, we're going to get from this. So I have a little bit of dirt on this side. So the hydrangea and the eating climber in the ground with other climbing roses. This particular one is there's a lot of buds and it does really well. It's beautiful multicolor rose roses. Okay, let's see what else do we have here. We have another discounted endless summer hydrangea. And a little patch of dirt. This is the big leaves hydrangea. I have 3 of them. This one didn't do too well this year. I don't know why. I'm keeping it here. If it doesn't do well this year, I'm gonna pluck it up and I don't know, doing something different. Because they do get shaded over in this area because I have a dogwood tree right here. Actually, it's not mine, it's my neighbor's, but it's literally lean over and shade. And it's, but you know what? When it blooms, it's gorgeous. But then now you have all these petals all over the. It's okay. I mean, I do love a little bit of a shade. So this here, these are big leaves. I can't remember the color. I think it was pink the one year. Last year we have mixture of pink and white. I kind of let it go naturally. I don't really do anything to it to change the color because I think I just let it be. Let things be, you know. Let it come up. Let it be a surprise. So because it's shaded, I plant a bunch of phlox in here. This is for this season, and it's actually doing pretty well. I have some bleeding heart that are coming up that I bought from Lowe's. Actually, I'm sorry, Costco. That coming up nicely. See, again, it's more sunny over here, so I plant them all at the same time, but some of them is doing better than other, but that's all right. Now, this is a showstopper when it blooms, and there are a lot of buds all over. This is this beautiful white, pink, white, and red roses, and it's strawberry cream, I believe, and it's also another heirloom roses. I think I planted this in 2017 because I went back to my pictures, Google pictures, and found the date on it, and I remember seeing it tiny. And look at this. So what are we now, 2017, 2025, and it is unbelievable. This is a showstopper right here for this area. A lot of buds, and it just sprawl. I have it right here, which is, this gets only kind of morning sun, kind of filter back and forth, and it does really well in not direct sunlight. And I know it's in heirloom rose. They still have it in their website, so anyone want this, and I'll try to post some pictures so you can see what it looks like. Highly recommend. Okay, coming over on this side is another red, discounted from Home Depot, $12.99, bare root, and this is her first year, and look at this. It started coming in huge, and it smells unbelievable. Deep burgundy. You know, I'm not much of a red roses kind of gal, but I've learned that this particular burgundy smells so good. The fragrance is incredible. So mix it in with some clematis and whatever lamb's ear, I guess, discounted from last year. Okay, so here we go. See this pot here? This is David Austin, Lady of Shalott. Purchase it at the same time, plant it at the same time in this pot. This is doing amazing. So I know that this is something, if anyone that has it, I saw it on YouTube, this particular type, it rebloom, it's a rebloomer, it smells amazing, it's beautiful, and it could be a small climber. So I mean, it has not disappointed. doing really well. So I highly recommend Lady of Shalott from David Austin. Okay, swinging it around. My first David Austin roses I purchased late spring, early summer was, of course, Gertrude Jekyll. And it was a splurge. It was $80 in one of those 2-gallon, I guess. And that's my first experience, and it is truly beautiful. Only gave me a few flowers last year, but it was just brighten up the whole area. It's really pretty. So I had it in a big pot last year on the opposite side, but it cannot handle direct sunlight after 10 o'clock. So I decided to move it here and put them in the ground. So here we are. I would say her second year or first year in the ground, and she's giving me some buds already. And I'm looking forward for this to really take off. Mix in with another incredible climbing hydrangea. This here is going to be traying. You see this wall here? That's the goal, is to climb all. I have this come all the way up, and of course further down on the bottom is the roses, and of course mixing with clematis. One last thing I want to show you is Crown Princess Margarita, and my second purchase from David Austin. Same thing, beautiful, smell amazing. I think this is like a 12-foot. I don't know how well it's going to do here because it's somewhat shaded, but it also like the shaded. So, okay, so I'm going to swing around and show you everything until the next video. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment on the David Austin. I would really like to know what I did wrong. I am going to go to the garden center and or actually I'm going to call him and find out what it is that I did wrong. Really appreciate your watching. And again, please like and subscribe. And have a blessed, beautiful Sunday. Bye.